True love is a mystery that some will never experience. It is impossible to know if you really are experiencing it, but you feel the pain when it is gone. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Cosy Reads. I hope you've all been keeping well. Welcome to a new series called The Lovers. I teased this series through YouTube Short, and I'm also uploading it on Wattpad for anyone who wants to read it. But I thought it might be nice to have the story in Audible format as well. I might read Regalian at some point, so that you also have that book in audio format for all those who might prefer to listen than read. To summarise, The Lovers is about a couple who found out that together they have a very special power, one that lets them interact with many people and help those who struggle through the night. It is also a story set in Regalian universe, but we'll learn more about how these stories tie together as time goes on. Can you hear me? Please, I need you. I'm still here, but I'm stuck. I need you. Our dreams are the key. The individual woke with a start. Another strange dream, but this one felt different. More real, as if there were generally something calling out to him. They had her voice, but she's in a coma, and there are no signs of waking her up. It was probably his mind thinking about her. She was his girlfriend after all. And ever since the coma, she's been all that he can think about. They had their whole lives planned out, all the things that they were going to do together. She had just finally managed to beat her illness. It caused her to be tired constantly, and while he knew this was normal for some people, it reached levels of harm with her. When she would sleep for days straight, having to be put on feeding tubes so she didn't die until she finally woke up. And when she finally did wake up, for the first hour or so, it was like her mind was somewhere else. She would be talking in riddles about dreams she had and things she saw. She never used to see her sleeping so much as an issue. She knew it was harmful to her body to be immobile for so long, but something in her felt like sleeping and dreaming was normal, as if it was who she was. It never made much sense, not to him, her parents, or the countless therapists that her parents took her to. What made it worse was the longer she stayed awake, the less she remembered. Adding to the mystery was the fact that she could seemingly stay awake for long periods of time before again going into a deep sleep. From the stuff she was saying, it almost seemed like her waking moments were her charging her battery before going into a deep sleep. He still loved her, and that love was never going to die out. When she was awake, and once she was past her daydreaming stage, she was the sweetest, brightest, ambitious, caring and loving person he knew. She was so kind and compassionate, able to brighten up a room just by walking in, and made someone's day just by smiling at them, just as easily as helping a baby duckling to get back to the water, coax a scared cow out of a tree, or dispel some bullies from picking on kids. She was not afraid of anything. She had an outgoing and bubbly personality. But behind closed doors, she was quiet and sweet. She used to complain about her social battery being drained and how she was a situational extrovert, which basically meant she was extroverted when she needed to be, but her default setting was an introvert, who would prefer to be on her own with her own energy whenever she could. She of course loved being around him, and she loved him just as much as he loved her, but they both knew the importance of having time to themselves, even if it was just sitting in the same room, not saying a word, but enjoying each other's company. She was perfect, and he was okay. He was relatively a normal guy, didn't really get up to too much. He would hang out with his friends, go to bars sometimes, go to the gym whenever he could, and just play video games. Family was important to him, which is another thing they connected on, as both him and her were close to their families. He tried to be a good person, helped whenever he could. He was polite, kind, and caring too, and did his best to be considerate of others and understanding of the world around him. He could be goofy, crack stupid jokes, and pull pranks on her, and while she would always complain about the pranks secretly, he knew she liked them, as she would always try and prank him back. He was more introverted than she was, and so she would usually do the talking for them, but he would be able to hold conversations and speak to people just fine. He just became a bit flustered in certain situations, and that's when she was there for him. They were a dynamic duo. Together, they were unstoppable, They had big dreams of where they wanted their futures to be. They were both working hard to make that happen. Well, that was until her most recent coma. While her comas could sometimes go for days, this was usually the max. But she had been in this current coma for 2 weeks, and she was given no indication of waking up. This is the longest time they had been apart, and he felt so lost without her. He wanted to do anything to pull her back, to see her wake again, to hold her, to kiss her, to comfort her. If only he could see what she sees, if only he could see her dreams and understand that aspect of her. He didn't know how this would help with her coma, but at this point, he would try anything to wake her. And that brings chapter 1 of this story to an end. I hope you've all enjoyed this story and are enjoying this new series. As she sleeps in a coma, wonder shifts to what she might be dreaming of. The thought of being able to sleep but not being able to wake, not being able to experience the outside world and see your friends and family must be heart-wrenching. Which is why it is an amazing feat when someone manages to fight for their right to truly live and win, when they are awake from their coma, ready to experience the life that they missed out on. In our story, however, she isn't alone. She has a partner with her, and he will go to any lengths to wake her. So tune in to see how this story progresses. And until then, I hope you are all sufficiently warmed up and that this story has brought you some level of comfort. I wish you safe travels on the journey of life, and feel free to come back again when you need a new story to warm your day.